they overuse the words like only and itself. For example, in many Indian languages, we actually randomly add words. So that sounds natural, but we can't do the same in English, right? For example, if I say that I told you yesterday only, so it won't sound natural. So my advice to the people, to the learners, is that use these words as less as possible to make your sentence sound natural. Hello, Vikram. How are you?
I'm doing really well and I'm really excited about today's session and everything is going flawlessly. What about you?
I'm doing great as well. And so for today, we are going to talk about how many Indian learners they understand English very uh, fine, perfectly. Yet when it comes to them speaking, they face many challenges. They are less confident and they feel anxious. So it how it occurs, right? It's because of many day-to-day habits. For example, for them directly translating from their native language to English, or some mistakes which they make during their daily speaking habits, right? So in this video, we both are going to talk about what are these mistakes, so that they can they can understand and they can prevent this from happening in future. Would you like to go first?
Definitely, this is really an amazing topic, and I must say that I have come across many learners, specifically people who are from India. So they also make some sort of mistakes that are quite common in nature. So you brought really an amazing topic, and I think this is going to be the fruitful session for those people who are facing the problems to learn this language. So if I have to talk about the first thing, the first mistake that most of the learners make, that is translation, as you have already mentioned. So they just try to translate each and everything from their mother tongue to English. So this is gonna create one of the biggest problems here. When you are translating everything from your mother tongue to English, so somehow what you are doing, you are using the wrong sentence structure. Because when it comes to talk about English language, it follows the syntax SVA, subject, verb, and then object, right? SVO, right? In that manner.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to your mother tongue, so maybe we don't follow that same structure that is going to be followed in English language. So this is what something the mistake that we make. So we have to keep this thing in our mind when we are learning English language. So we have to follow the structure that is going to be followed in English language. So this is what the first mistake that most of the people make, and I wanted to include it. Now I want you to include another point from your side.
Yeah, first of all, I agree with you that language has their own language structure, and we have to follow that only. Otherwise, it won't sound natural. Also, what I would like to add is that there a lot of learners they overuse the words like only and itself. For example, in many Indian languages, we actually randomly add words. So that sounds natural, but we can't do the same in English, right? For example, if I say that I told you yesterday only, so it won't sound natural. So my advice to the people, to the learners, is that use these words as less as possible to make your sentence sound natural.
That's
What
really
do you think?
wonderful. Absolutely. If we are using something in a situation wherever it is required, then it is fine. But when you are using something overly, so this is going to be considered as overuse of something, and overuse of something is not good. There will be a quantity which we can maintain, whether it's medicine or you are eating something. If you are overeating something, so there are some sort of negative impacts which you can see. Similarly, if you are overusing these fillers, so maybe audience will not enjoy your speech, or you are participating in any kind of conversation because you are using the same word repeatedly. For instance, sometimes we use like, again and again. If you are using once, twice, it's fine. But if you're overusing it, it is going to be considered as a filler, right? So this is really a wonderful point which you have included here. And if I have to include something from my side, that pronunciation. I think pronunciation is also very important. And whenever I come across some Indian learners, they say, I will learn pronunciation later on. They just try to ignore pronunciation. But pronunciation is an integral part of this language. Because if you're not pronouncing the word correctly, so maybe the other person cannot comprehend what exactly you are trying to say. Or if your sound production is not good enough, maybe you're producing a wrong sound. So may the other person will think something different. For instance, there are some sort of common sound where most of the people make mistakes, such as B sound, V sound, W sound. So these are common sounds. Apart from that, J sound, Z sound. So if we don't master the art of pronunciation, so definitely we'll be repeating those same mistakes again and again. So this is something which is extremely important to prioritize pronunciation as well, because pronunciation is something, if you have a clear pronunciation, this is going to help you to provide confidence. So I want you to add something extra from your side now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, first of all, that pronunciation is as important as grammar because it can help the other person to understand us more clearly. And it also makes us look eloquent, actually, at the same time. And what I would like to add from my side is the limited vocabulary use, which I have seen in many Indian learners. They use the same words again and again. Like, for example, they use words like very good or very beautiful. I understand that these words are very simple to keep in our mind and can be used on every sentence mostly. But I would say that instead of using these words repeatedly, we can upskill ourselves in this vocabulary game by learning new words like, for example, the alternative of very big is tall or huge, massive, and for very beautiful would be gorgeous, right? So my advice will be to the learners that learn few words on a daily basis. It won't be that hard. Yes, it will be challenging, but at the same time, it can really upskill you, your fluency level, and can make you become very good in English.
Of course. So this is really a great point. If somebody really wants to master this language, so they have to upgrade their lexical resources, and that's how they can perform well in their language learning journey. So if I have to add something here, so I will be adding one thing that is quite common in nature. Most of the people, they say, I'm watching movies every day. I listen to native speakers every day. But the main thing is that people don't participate in real conversation, something that we are seeing in our surrounding everywhere, different kind of concepts, something that we are discussing in our day-to-day life, something like that. So if we don't immerse ourselves in real life conversation, it would be really hard for us to enhance our fluency. So wherever or whenever you are getting this kind of opportunity to immerse yourself in any kind of confabulation, do not miss it. Just grab this opportunity and speak out loud. So this is what something that I can say. And don't think that you can learn this language by watching movies. I personally feel that watching movies is good enough. It can help you to enhance your listening comprehension. You can learn some good words by watching movies. You can mimic the speaker, then you can see some benefits if you are mimicking the speaker. Because until you open your mouth, do not expect that you are gonna speak fluently, because fluency happens when you start speaking, because speaking is connected to fluency. Without speaking, we cannot expect that, okay, I'm going to speak this language fluently. So this is what something that I wanted to add here, and I hope you can bring something new. Yes.
And you're absolutely correct that practice is what's important. Practicing with others. That's real world conversation is very necessary. And as the phrase suggests, which I would like to add, that practice makes a man perfect. So practicing English will make each and every learner perfect in this language game. I would like to add that uh, by phrases, I would like to add that idioms and phrases should be learned by learners. I would every language has their own expressions, right? So when we directly translate from our native language to English, it doesn't sound natural. It can be very difficult to translate the exact words as well. So I would suggest that instead of translating word to word, we can learn some idioms and we can learn some phrases of English, simple phrases that can be. So it will help us speak more fluently and can make us more natural, and communication will be more smoother. What do you think?
Yeah, that's really a great point. And what I personally feel about it, when we are learning single word, okay, all right, so it becomes a bit complicated. But when you're learning phrases or collocation or different kind of lexical resources, when we are connecting one word to another, so it becomes easier and we can easily memorize these kind of words. So when you're learning phrases or you're learning some conversational phrases that we use in our day-to-day conversations. So not only this is going to be easier for you to memorize, but you'll be understanding one thing. What is something that is important? You're just learning random words that are not important. You're learning kind of very formal vocabulary. You're learning kind of lexical resources that we don't use in our day-to-day conversation. That is used for academic English, or we use it in writing. So we have to choose things very wisely. What's something that can provide you benefits? So accordingly, you can choose those kind of vocabulary. So whether it's phrases, collocations, or idioms and all, that's something that you have already mentioned. And if I have to say something at the end of this discussion, so I would say that if we are going to make some sort of small changes in our habits, so it can make a big transformation. And do not forget to practice every single day. And don't make this excuse that I don't have a speaking partner or something. So wherever you are getting a chance, so try to talk. Even if you don't have partners, so what's something that you can do? At least you can repeat the person what's something that you're watching. If you're watching a podcast on YouTube, suppose you are watching this video on YouTube, and if I'm speaking something, you like my sentence, you like my dialogue, and you like that particular part, so you can repeat after me. This is also the best way of learning this language. And when drilling happens, fluency automatically becomes the part of your journey. So these are some sort of thing that I just wanted to add. And lastly, a small tip that I would love to add here: rather than focusing on perfection, just focus on the clarity and the message. What something that you want to convey to the people. It's not about speaking long sentences. It's about speaking clear and simple English that can be understandable. At the same time, people can easily understand what is the message that you are just trying to convey. So these are some sort of things that I just wanted to add here in today's session. And thank you so much, Shreya, for bringing such amazing ideas in today's session. And for the audience, if you have any question or the query about today's session, or if you have something interesting that we can bring in the upcoming section. So feel free to put it in the comment section below, and see you in the upcoming session with something new and something inquisitive.